Hey, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Foxing Around podcast. I'm your host, Raymond Fox. My co-host, River Thomas, is currently moving, man. He's moving back to North Battleford right as we speak, so he's not able to join us tonight. But thankfully, we did pre-record the episode, so if you give me a few minutes, I'm just going to cue it up. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys could do us a quick favor, man, give this video a like, give this video a quick share, and let's get it out there, man. We were really excited about doing the episode with Kaleb. He's super busy right now. He's got finals. He's promoting his book. He's doing a bunch of things all at once. So for him to even just make a little bit of a time and come out with us and record the episode, it was awesome. So we got into a lot of stuff, man. I don't want to ruin anything for you guys because it's really awesome, man. And he's such a great and caring guy, man. I can't thank him enough for doing what he did and making sure that he comes through. So I'm just going to get it ready right now. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'll probably come back and close the show out with you guys after you're done. But yeah, give us a like, give us a share, let us know how it goes. And I'm going to get the video queued up. So, boom, there we go. All right, see you on the other side, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. I think we're about ready to introduce our guest, man. A very remarkable young man. We came across him on Instagram, followed him. Thankfully, he followed us back, man. We've been following his journey. He's always keeping up with us too, man. Super encouraging. He is one of the 13 survivors of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash. Recently, he wrote a book called Crossroads about basically his life from the time that he was a young boy right up till now. I know as well too. He plays on the York hockey team as well. He just finished his degree, man. That's huge, man. Shout out to him for finishing up a degree, bro. I know as a student athlete, it's not easy. So I think we'll get right into it, man. We'll introduce him, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is, Mr. Kaleb Dahlgren.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on here. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for coming through, bro. We're excited, man. We're excited to do this. It's a little bit different. Usually we don't pre-record our episodes, so if we sound like we're stumbling or like just start throwing us questions and then we'll regroup.
Awesome. No, it sounds good. I'm fair game. You guys I'll start it off. You guys went to Notre Dame. Fill me in. Let's hear this.
No. We went to NB, not ND. North Battleford, brother.
North Battleford. No way. Yeah. Tell me in. I want to hear about this.
Yeah. So I went to both me and River graduated from John Paul II. Grew up in North Battleford our whole lives. Yeah, man. It's always been home for us and somewhere that we go to. But I know that's why I brought it up in the pre-interview because I was like, man, I might have seen this guy in the hallways. I don't even remember, but I know you played a little bit of time in North Battleford.
Yeah, I did. I played 2 years in North Battleford, the Stars, and that's hilarious. I went to JP too as well. Absolutely loved it there, actually. It's super cool school. And the stairs going up the floors, though, I tell you, that gets to you. After a while, I don't know if you guys realize that, but the stairs get to you.
Yeah, man. No fun at all, bro. Yeah, we definitely got a lot of good memories at JP chilling out at the Pope's Corner when we were supposed to be in class all the time, but that just is what it is, bro. Usually we like to ask our guests right off the bat, bro, what's it been like while COVID times have been happening? Like, have you adjusted pretty well, or are you still kind of figuring everything out? Has it been a blessing, a little bit of a curse?
It's been actually pretty nice, not gonna lie. I've been able to spend time with my family. and I haven't lived at home since I was 15. So I'm actually back home with my family right now and really getting in that family bonding time, which I lost for a long time due to hockey. So it's been really great to have some home cooked meals, enjoy my time with them, and just chat, because this is probably the last time I'll ever be living at home again for the rest of my life. So I just wanted to enjoy it and make the most of it with them.
Yeah, man. Plus, you don't have to pay bills.
That's
Yes.
dope, bro. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm pretty much in the same boat, man. Just like you, I've been away from home for like since I was 18. So just like I'm actually still at my current house right now, but as soon as I'm done with finals, I'm gonna be moving home and I'm gonna stay home for the summer, just like you, because I really got that get that family bonding time back, and I really wanna spend as much time as I can, because just like you, that's probably the last time I'll be home. So I guess what I want to ask you is in terms of hockey, so what was the timeline of that? When did he start playing? And I guess like all the way up to moving away from home.
Yeah, so I started playing when I started skating when I was 2.5. And then I tossed on some rollerblades as well and did on ice and off ice and absolutely loved it. And then grew up just playing hockey. I was born in Moose Jaw, so I lived in Moose Jaw until I was 6. Moved to Saskatoon, and after then just played some minor hockey growing up and played actually the top level throughout my career. And then my first year midget, I tried out for North Battleford, actually got cut. Then I tried out for Beardies as well, got cut. So 2 tough bounces there. Went back to AA, played a year, and then came back to North Battleford my second year, and have been there. Moved away when I was 16, played North Battleford for 2 years, and then went to Notre Dame, played for the Hounds for another 2 years. And then after that, went to Humboldt for a year, and now I'm at York University in Toronto for 3 years so far. So it's been quite the ride, quite the journey, but I've been enjoying it too. It's super cool to have that experience and create a family away from home too.
Right. So when you get cut the first year, man, I think we all kind of as athletes have that one moment, and that's where you decide if you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. You know, like, are you just gonna go back and have fun playing hockey, or are you going to switch the vibe and make sure that you make it the next time? Was that hard to get cut for twice in one season? Like, was there a little bit of doubt in your mind, or were you like, no, I'll just go play AA, I'll be right back?
Yeah, no, there really wasn't too much doubt in my mind. I felt like if I was playing the league, I'd play in a fourth line role anyways. And I went to really got that playing experience. So it wasn't like a setback for me. It was more like, okay, more time to develop and play in a first line role in AA and would get some minutes in extra situations I wouldn't have got in AAA. So I went back to AA, had an amazing year, developed tremendously. And then when I came back for my second year of AAA, I was able to get committed at a spring camp. So, or even before spring camp. So that was nice. It was worth it in my mind. And I was really looking forward to proving myself a bit more too. I think you play with an edge. If you do get cut, you're like, okay, I'm going to prove myself. And that was what I had for the mentality.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. I was gonna say too, man. You're a little too pretty to be a fourth line banger, man. You got all your teeth still.
No, about that.
Yeah, man.
Actually, I lost my teeth. I had this tooth completely cut off. So I actually just got some nice dental work on it this year. Now that I'm actually done hockey, I had to get some nice teeth now. But before I had like a tooth cut in half, and then they had to build it up, and then it became yellow. So I didn't have the nicest teeth forever. This is just new stuff.
Hey, there you go, man. Shout out your dental for whoever's hooking you up, bro.
Yeah. That's two smiles. That's for you.
Yo, that's jokes, bro. All right, man. So after you're playing AAA, then you move to Junior A, right? You're playing for. How is Notre Dame, bro? I've always heard stories about it. Like, you're pretty much like just there. Like, you're just there. That's it. There's nothing. Like, you're just committed to the goal type thing. What was that like to live there, bro?
Yeah, no, it was a pretty cool experience, I'd say. For me, it was kind of what I wanted at the time. I really just wanted hockey and hockey only. And I was there for Junior A. So it's a little bit different than the high school teams and AAA ones. So with junior A, we have our own separate dorm. We also don't have the school aspect. So we're literally just taking one course through university, and then we're just living the dream playing junior A hockey. And so we had stuff that we could do, and we were fortunate enough to work. So I would work as a scorekeeper, and I also would work in the gym as I'd clean the gym a bit and supervise. So it was super cool to have both those roles within Notre Dame. And they had tons of team bonding. So we lived in dorms. So you literally live with your teammates. There's 20 of us, 25 of us, I guess, in a dorm at one time. So it gets pretty crazy, some cool stories. But yeah, it was a cool experience for me personally. It was awesome because I got to just eat, sleep, breathe hockey, which is what I wanted and thought could really help my development as a player.
Hey, that's dope, bro. So after you played 2 years at Notre Dame, bro, did you ask to get traded? Did you get traded? How did it work, like, for you to land up in Humboldt?
Yeah, so I ended up asking for a trade, and it was a difficult situation because I didn't want to ask for a trade at all, and I absolutely loved it in Notre Dame. I was assistant captain my second year there, and I wanted to be captain my last year for the team. And I just didn't feel fulfilled on the inside. And I had this dream program to develop. When I was 16, actually, at JP2. I don't know if you guys know Josh Lilly, but
yeah.
So Josh Lilly.
Shout out, Josh.
Really? No way. That's cool. Okay, yeah. So Josh Lilly and I were buddies too, and he got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and so I helped him kind of through that challenge. And I didn't feel fulfilled, and I knew at that time I had opportunity to actually help others as well, and diabetic children especially that are getting diagnosed and that are feeling alone or different, unsure how to move forward with it. And so he said, like, man, you really helped me to change my life. And I was like, well, that's great. And I kind of thought this program, I want to start this program when I was 18. I actually talked to my parents, and they're like, no, wait until you're done high school. So I was like, okay, 18, I'll start this. Then when I was 18, I didn't start it because it didn't feel like it was the right spot in Notre Dame. So for me, I ended up asking for a trade in my 19-year-old season and going into my 20, just saying, hey, like, I don't feel fulfilled here. I need to go to a bigger center. And sure enough, I got traded Humboldt. And on my phone call with Darcy, our head coach, he was like, hey, I heard that you have this program. What are you thinking? And I told him about it, and he was sold. So for me, it really meant the world. I was able to create this mentorship program for diabetic children and kind of fulfill what I've been wanting to do my entire life since I was 16.
Yeah, man. Wow. That's cool. Like to have that like self-realization at like 18 or 19 as well too, to be able to like move past that and be like, I need to do something bigger. Like a lot of people will just get comfortable where they're at. So big ups to you, man. I want to jump into that maybe a little bit more, man. Let's chop that up, because I know like in the indigenous communities, that's something that a lot of people are struggling with right now, is diabetics. Like River could kind of attest to this too. A lot of people in my own family are diabetic. My aunties, my uncles, my dad is a type 1 diabetic. So I know that they struggle, and it's happening to, like you said, a lot of children and youth. And that could be a struggle. So like, what is it like to like be an athlete like that? And when people are like coming to you to be like, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to be an athlete, but I have diabetes, or, is there stigmas around it? And just kind of give us your thoughts on it, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So growing up for me, I'll kind of go back to growing up. When I was 4 years old, I didn't really have that person to look up to when I was diagnosed. And people are like, oh, what about Bobby Clark? And yeah, he was the person I could look up to. But at the time, his era was way before mine. And I missed him completely. And there was no YouTube when I was growing up. There was no internet, really. It was just kind of getting introduced. And so it was a little bit difficult for me to really find someone to know that, hey, I can do this. And they only really heard of Bobby Clark, and that was like the only person I really heard of. And he was like some kind of mystical god in a sense, because you really couldn't look him up or anything like that, or watch his games or anything. And so I just kind of felt alone. And then you go to school and you're carrying around a bag, and it's like, well, it looks like a purse. And then people call you derogatory names because you're a male carrying around a bag, looks like a purse. And you go to the bathroom in elementary school and you give yourself a needle, and then students are freaking out because grade 4 gives himself a needle. And so it was just those kind of things that kept adding up. And at the end of the day, I wasn't trying to hide my diabetes, but I definitely wasn't trying to show as a diabetic either. Right. And even with hockey teams and stuff, I tried to make it not as obvious. And when you go to like training camps for other teams, all the guys in the dressing room are looking at you if you're checking your blood sugar. So you just know that eyes are on you at all times when you are doing stuff for diabetic control. And I knew that I wanted to help children. And so when I ended up helping Josh, it was huge for me to it just all kind of clicked. And so when I went to Humboldt, I want to create this program called Dahlgren's Diabetes. And it's to really show the diabetics that they can pursue their dreams and passions. And diabetes does not have to stop them from doing it. And also so that they had a community and someone to at least talk to ask questions. Because like some questions I had was like, what happens if I go camping on the weekend and I'm out remotely? Well, how do I control my diabetes? Or say, how do I talk about it in a relationship? Like, how do I tell my significant other, hey, I'm a diabetic, this is what I have going on? Or even, how do I control it during games and practices? Is it different? Is it the same? So for me, there's a lot of different questions I had and didn't really get many answers. And so that was one of the big things I wanted with this program, was to actually help the children and be a support for them. So what actually happened for these diabetes was that they'd get pregame meal at Johnny's Bistro in Humboldt, which is a local restaurant, one of my favorites. So plug to Johnny's Bistro. And then afterwards, they would come to the game and they get a diabetes jersey to wear. They'd watch the warm-ups, and then they'd participate in the ceremonial face-off. And when they drop the puck, it'd be me and the other captain on the team taking the draw. And then after that, the crowd would go wild and nuts. And it was just for them to feel special about their disease and not feel like there's not worth it or anything less than beautiful. And so that's what I really wanted. And the fans rallied around it, which was amazing. And then afterwards, they'd watch the game, and I'd go upstairs once the game was over and just chat with them and their family about my diabetic journey, and kind of where I'm at today and how I got to where I am, and also answer any questions they had. And then I guess I'd introduce them into our Facebook group chat with other diabetes. And then lastly, I would go to their school and do a presentation at their school about diabetes and just my journey throughout it, and create more awareness so that they didn't feel as alienated or difficult times I did. And this program has really helped me probably more than it's helped them, to be honest. It's incredible how much it has helped me and fulfilled me in life, like I was missing, for sure.
Damn. That's crazy, bro. At like 18, 19 years old, that's the program that you created, and the moves that you're making. That's impressive, man. Shout out to you for that, bro. Like I'm blown away to hear something like that, man. And that's something that's needed too, man, across the board. You know, there's a lot of stigmas and there's a lot of, things that don't make sense when we're trying to, like, why can't we just promote athletes? Why can't we just, let kids be kids type thing? So to hear that, you turned that around for some kids and helped it, normalize diabetes, because it is, it shouldn't have to carry a stigma. That's dope, man. Congrats on that, bro.
Thank you.
You guys still have like a website or like a Instagram page or anything like that people can go to still for like support or just messages and stuff like that?
Yeah. So they can definitely reach out to me through Instagram. I have my own Instagram account, but connected to that is my Dahlgren's Diabetes account in the bio. And then same with Twitter as well. So they can reach out through that, and I'll more than happy to answer any questions or DMs or anything like that. Right now I'm finally off of school, so I'm kind of working my way through answering all the DMs. So yeah, more than happy to answer any questions or be a support if they need to be.
Hey, cool. All right, man. Totally off-topic question. Well, not really, but how much have you seen, I guess, the science improve with the in terms of diabetes? I guess with like just the machinery, the needles,
like the
insulin. Yeah, since I guess you were a kid until now, and does it make it, I guess, a lot easier for a kid now to self-manage it by themselves?
For sure. That's a great question. So over the years, it's actually been crazy how much technology has really improved the control of type 1 diabetes. And when I first got diagnosed, it was finger poke. So you poke your finger with a needle, and then blood would come out, and you had to put it on a test strip. And then it would tell what your blood sugar was in 5 seconds. It would be countdown and tell you what it is. Then you had to throw away a test strip. You had to clean your finger because it was bleeding. And then put away a needle, and then you're good. And now today, for testing your blood sugar, you have a system. So I'm actually wearing one right now on this arm. You see, and it's called the Dexcom G6. And there's also a Libre Freestyle, and it literally just goes to my phone and tells me my blood sugar is to my phone.
Those are some
And
badass
like that
things.
is unreal technology, and it can be paired to many phones. So for parents with type 1 diabetic children, it's huge because you toss a sensor on your child and you don't have to wake them up in the middle of the night to check their blood sugar. Because I had to be woken up in the middle of the night for my entire life until I was probably 12. Probably until I was 12. I had to wake up in the middle of the night to check my blood sugar every single night. So you obviously lose the sleep REM and a deep sleep. And my parents had to do that too, which even lost their sleep. So having this is a game changer in itself for the parents and diabetic families. And it's super nice just to have it. And it shows your trends, shows if you're going to be going up, you're going to be going down. It's unbelievable. It's honestly a game changer in the diabetic world. And then even now we have pumps. And so these pumps there was some when I was a child, but they aren't as good as they are now. And these pumps, literally, there's one that has no cords, and you just attach to yourself, and it pumps insulin into you. And now they're even able to pair up my phone. So say I'm at a 5.5 glucose reading on my phone,
Which
and
is
it's
low, or
which is like good. It's good. Yeah,
Okay.
5 is like good. And then I have my Dexcom here, which tells me I'm 5.5. So you want to stay between the range about 4.2, and maybe 4.7, 4.5. 4.4 is getting low. So probably 4.7 will say to about 7. That's where you want to stay. So if I'm in range, then I won't need to get insulin. But say I'm a 20, and this thing is telling my phone I'm a 20, then it'll tell my actual pump, which has insulin in it, to give me insulin to bring my blood sugar down. So it literally acts like artificial pancreas. Because for you guys, for example, if you don't have diabetes, you have a chocolate bar and you're good. Like your body just obviously puts insulin into your body. Your pancreas puts insulin in your body, and then it brings your blood sugar back to a normal level. But if I have a chocolate bar, I can't do that. I have to give myself insulin to bring it down itself. And so with the pump and this continuous glucose monitoring system, which is in your phone, they can combine together now. So it literally acts like an artificial pancreas, which I think is super cool now. Where that's where technology has gone throughout the years. Because before I'd have a syringe, I'd like pull insulin out of the vial and then add it into another vial, pull it again. So like mix the two insulin together. So it is absolutely incredible how far technology has actually made managing diabetes a lot easier in our lives.
Awesome, bro. Like, yeah, that is really cool to see like what happens when technology, takes a step forward and making it easier for you and everybody that's coming after you that will need those things as well too. That's super dope, bro. So we'll kind of jump back in, I guess, to your timeline. So you get traded to Humboldt, you start your program. How'd the season go? Like, leading up to the crash? I know you guys were in the playoffs at the time. Did you personally, did you have a good season? Was the team rolling? Did you feel confident moving forward where you guys were going?
Yeah, for sure. So start of the season was really good, actually. I had a really good start to my season. Probably the best one yet. I think I had almost a point per game in the first 22 games or whatever. And so that was incredible for me. I was in a shutdown role in Notre Dame for my 2 years I was there. And so to go to Humboldt and be in an opportunity to produce and put up some points was great. And then I ended up getting injured. I separated an AC joint in my shoulder, but I still kept playing through it. I was like, whatever, it's okay. It's my last year. I'll keep battling. So I played through that a bit. And then about not even 8 games later, I ended up tearing, it was more injuring cartilage in my wrist. And I couldn't even hold my stick at the time. So then I was like, okay, well, my shoulder's messed up. My wrist isn't good. I'll have to sit out for this one. So I was out for at least a month, a little bit more than a month. It would have been like a month and a half. I was out, and my wrist wasn't getting better, and it was either surgery or just play through it. And so I decided to tape it up and just play through it. So I played through that for a little bit, and it hurt. I was never the same player afterwards, because every time I got a pass or one timer or shot, it would just sting. So wasn't the same player points wise, but I still could do other stuff like block shots, make hits, all that aspect. I just couldn't really. I didn't have my touch like I did before. And then I ended up on a penalty kill once, and I got tripped and went head first in the boards and scorpioned myself. Ended up breaking not breaking it. Yeah, I guess fracturing my ribs and a vertebrae. So I fractured 2 ribs and 2 vertebrae on that play, and I didn't even know. So I ended up playing through that, had no idea until after the season when I got my MRI and X-rays from the crash, and then they said, "Oh, like this is a recently healed injury. Do you know about this?" And I had no clue whatsoever. So I lived an injured season for sure. That was the most injuries I've ever had in my career. But yeah, that was for personal standpoint, it was pretty tough. But team standpoint, we were doing really, really well. We had, I think, 33 wins or something, which is really good for our league. And our division was super tight too. All the teams made playoffs, which is rare in your division. So we had a really, really strong division. So to put up 33 wins is pretty great. And then on top of that, we were ready. Like we loaded up at the deadline. We got another great hockey player, Nick Shalansky. And so we had 9 20-year-olds at the time. We only dressed 8. But we did have the injury bug. I was one of the injury dudes. And there's quite a few other guys who were injured as well. So we needed to load up, and we got 9 guys in. And yeah, we were ready to go for the championship. Not gonna lie. In playoffs, we ended up playing against Melfort, who was the team to win it all. They were projected to win the whole league. And we beat them 4-1 in the series. So then that was when we kind of started making noise a little bit more in the league, and people were like, okay, these guys are here to play. And we had so much belief in our dressing room, and we knew that we had what it takes because we were close off the ice. And I really think that perpetuates success on the ice too. And yeah, so it's Nipawin. We were down 3-1 in the series, but we blew 2 leads, so it could have been easily 3-1 for us the other way. And yeah, we were on our way to Nipawin, and then that was when the crash happened.
Right. Do you remember like up until that moment, or like where does it kind of like stop for you? Do you start at the day? Does the day remember, like, do you remember getting ready, or where does it kind of start for you?
Yeah, so it was just I remember the full day, honestly, right up to the crash. So it was just like a normal day, and we had a pregame skate. Then we went to Johnny's after, which is like the local restaurant I talked about that we always go there for little pregame brunches. Got in some. I had an omelet, and I have my normal ritual, and so I had like omelet, oatmeal. That's what I have all the time.
Tradition.
I know, right? I know. I knew it was coming. But yeah, I had that, and then we went back home and had a little pregame nap, got ready for the day, and headed back to the rink afterwards, packed the bus. It was like seriously just a normal game day. It wasn't anything too crazy, nothing different, nothing weird. And then we went and stopped by Dart's house, picked up some lasagnas for us to hit the road. And yeah, we hit the road. And then the guys were on the bus, were playing games, joking around, had some cards going on. People were listening to music, watching movies. Whatever people do on a bus, that's what was happening. People were talking. And then there's lots of laughter in front of me. So I had my music on, and my roommate behind me tapped on my back and asked what song it was. I don't remember what song it was, but I told him, and then put them back on. And then there's some people laughing up in front of me. So I paused my music and listened to the end a bit. And then I was like, okay, I need to focus up. So then I hit play again and put my head down. I like to visualize before the game. So I just put my head down, closed my eyes, and then that was the last thing I remember. After that, I woke up in a hospital 4.5 days later. And that was when my first kind of memory came back.
Wow. So when you wake up in the hospital, are you pretty banged up, or like, are you feeling like, do you know anything right away, or is it just kind of like all a blur?
Yeah. So during that time that I don't remember, I was in post-traumatic amnesia, it's called. It's a state where you're able to still be conscious and talking to people, walking around, all that, but you don't remember it. And so like, as a term, is kind of like the blackout, or whatever you want to call it. I've never been blacked out, drunk, or anything like that, but it's when people are actually like just they're doing stuff, but they don't remember it. And so that was what happened to me. And when I woke up, I thought I was dreaming. I was looking around. I was like, am I in a hospital right now? That's what I'm thinking inside. Like, what am I doing in a hospital right now? Yeah. And then I have like something around my neck. So like, okay, well, I have a neck brace on, or something's holding my neck. And then I looked and my parents were crying and sad. And I was like, what's going on here? Am I dreaming? They're like, what do you mean are you dreaming? Well, am I dreaming? No. I was like, how did our game go last night? Did we win? And how did I didn't even say last night. I said, did we win our game? And they were like, what game? Like, did we win our game? Obviously, in my mind, I'm thinking, obviously, I'm injured. I must have got hit from behind. Must have got broken neck or something and concussed. But like, how did our game go? Did we win? And they're like, there was no game. And I was like, what do you mean? And then they said, Dana passed away. I was like, Dana passed away? What are you talking about? And that was when they filled me in about our bus and our crash and how there's 16 people who passed away. And I was one of the survivors. And I really couldn't come to terms with it because they've already told me this, I guess, a time before, twice actually before. They've already told me about this. And I had no clue that they did. And so they were really confused about why I was asking this question again, since they've already told me twice. But this was actually the time that I started to remember things. And so then I was waking up from a nap. It wasn't even like a sleep. It was a nap in the afternoon. And then I had physio about not even 3 or 4 minutes after. So when they told me this, I was like, I don't believe you guys. Pass me my phone. So they passed me this phone that did not even look like my phone whatsoever. And I was like, well, this isn't my phone. They're like, yeah, it is. It's like, okay. So I swiped it and sure enough, it opened. I was like, okay, then maybe. So I hit Twitter. Then first thing I saw was prayers for Humboldt and Humboldt Strong. And that was when I really knew that this was something real. And then within like not even 2 minutes later, I was on my way to physio. So I couldn't really come to terms with it or even grapple at what it was. I didn't even know my injuries. I didn't really know who was here, who wasn't here. I asked all the details I possibly could, but they didn't even really know who was all here, who wasn't. They listed a lot of names and yeah, it was a lot to take in. But yeah, so I went to physio without knowing any of my injuries. I literally just, yeah, it was pretty crazy at that time waking up.
Wow. So when does it start to kind of like get, you understand the entire situation? Are you already out of the hospital by then? Or like, I know that from what I was reading, like you had some pretty serious brain injuries that they couldn't really like medically understand like what had happened to you. So obviously you're dealing with that personally, but on the bigger scale too, you lost half your team and everything that's happening with you there. Is it, how long does that process kind of take to really understand the situation of what had happened?
Yeah. So for me, I didn't really find out about my injuries until about a week or two into the hospital, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'll go with that first. So I suffered with a severe traumatic brain injury, which has left doctors astounded about it. And I've been called miracle multiple times because based on the image, I shouldn't be able to walk, talk, or remember my name. So to have the luck or the chance that I do is quite incredible. And then I had a fractured skull, a puncture wound in my skull, scalp deglove. So the side of my head was completely road rash, shaved off, no hair. I had broken neck, broken back, blood clots, nerve damage, muscle damage, and ligament damage. But yeah, like in the hospital, it would have been that evening on the 11th that really hit me. I went to go text my roommate, Stephen Wack, and I realized he wouldn't receive the text. And that was like kind of when it really sat in. And so then I went and looked at everyone's social media channels. And that was really, really hard too. It was just seeing like I feel like on social media, you get to see who the person truly is. I mean, some people don't really post about themselves or maybe post about different stuff, but you kind of get to tell about their character and what they value and what they like and their humor. So I went through all the people's social media pages, and that was really tough too, just to see that and realize that they'll never be here again. And I even ask questions like, why am I still here? Like the person beside me passed away, the person behind me passed away, behind him passed away. Like it just didn't make sense. And there's no really rhyme or reason. And I sat with it. I was like, I don't even know how I'm still here, how my other roommates are still here too. Like in people in my bed, like in the hospital room with me. I had some survivors with me in there too. It was really hard just to grapple with that. And so it didn't really fully hit me how big of an impact it had on the external world I think inside it was hard enough losing your 16 family members. Like I literally consider them family. You're with them every single day. You live and breathe and eat and die hockey with them, and you also like try to support them and everything, and they try to support you and everything. So they're literally family in my eyes. But the hard part was definitely when I left the hospital, just seeing how big it was. Because you always see it on social media, and it looks big on social media. But when I did leave the hospital, it was even bigger than I thought. It was in Saskatoon. I was in Royal University Hospital. I went to City, and when I was in City Hospital, didn't really know how big it was. And when I left, all I saw were like sticks on people's porches. I saw so many people with Humboldt Strong stickers on their cars. Like I honestly say every second or third car had a Humboldt Strong sticker on it, and every pole had some green and gold ribbon. There was signs throughout 8th Street, especially, that just said Humboldt Strong, go Broncos, go. Like it was unbelievable, and there was no words to really describe it. And then even my first time going out to the mall, I went to the mall and I had to go and grab some stuff. I think I had a watch I had to repair. So I went to the mall, and when I went there, I actually couldn't even enter the mall. I went in the first set of doors, and then I got stopped. And so I was like, okay, and talked to the person. They recognized me. Went in the second set of doors, and I literally got stopped by another person. Started talking to them. Took another step, another person. And then there was actually a lineup of people afterwards. There was probably about 10 people in line who wanted to talk to me. And that was when it really hit me, just how big this really was. And yeah, and then even like going to the families event was another really hard one for me, because I really wanted to offer my condolences to all the families and talk with them all individually, but I didn't have the time to do that. And that was really hard for me too. So yeah, there's a lot of different challenges throughout that process for sure. And even going back to Humboldt too, one of my goals in the hospital was I want to go back to Humboldt, and I want to go help them heal, because I fell in love with the community, and the community meant the world to me. I gave back to them, and I really consider myself to be a Humboldt citizen too. But when I went there, that was really hard too. And I went like 2 days after I got out of the hospital back. So that was my goal, to help them heal, but also to heal as well.
So I guess so after leaving the hospital, were you able-bodied, or
Yeah,
how
like
did
so
how did that work?
I was able-bodied. I was my back and my neck, I just had to still be pretty careful.
Yeah.
So with that being healed, I was in the hospital for 21 days. So with me, I had to sleep straight on my back the entire time. I couldn't roll over, and if I did, I'd be in tremendous pain. So I literally had to like sleep like a board every night. And I got good at it, and I still kind of can do it now. But before, I had never ever slept straight on my back, and it was super difficult. But I did that. And with the brain injury, I was still like I had to get around at least 12 hours of sleep at night, and 2 or 3 hour naps, or even 2 naps in the day. So you'd have like an hour and a half nap once in the morning, an hour and a half nap in the afternoon. So I really had to do lots for my recovery for my brain as well. And obviously it's hard to sleep on your back. So I learned really quickly how to sleep on my back. But for me, I think the other stuff that was healing wasn't too bad. The skull fracture, I didn't really wear a hat or anything. I couldn't wear a cap. Yeah, there really wasn't anything that was wrong with my legs either. So I was able to walk around, which was super nice. And really grateful for that. There were some reports out there that had broken femurs, or I could have even been paralyzed too from my neck down, based on my broken vertebrae. So it was pretty crazy just how I was so lucky, so lucky. And then now today, like I'm fully healed other than my brain injury. So it's been an amazing recovery. And I even went skating on June 1st, right after the crash. So then a couple months after the crash, I was back on the ice, which was amazing too. So I'm just really fortunate to have so many people support me and be in my corner to help me achieve, to get back to my potential and to heal. So yeah, it's been quite amazing.
Hey, no, that's really, really cool, man. Especially because I guess as Indigenous people, we say we heal together. We wouldn't be able to do anything by ourselves, right? And so when you isolate somebody, I guess they're not healing. And it's really when we're community based, when we have that support system that heals us, I guess. So, and with what I'm asking is like, so when you got all this overwhelming support, obviously, like at first, was it kind of hard to like, I guess, to feel all that support? Was it kind of hard? You're like, oh, like I just kind of want to forget it, or was it just like tremendously overwhelming to the point where like you're like, I'm glad I'm making this impact with what I'm doing?
Yeah. So in the hospital, especially, I didn't realize how big it was. And then all these people came and visited, and they're like people I looked up to: Joe Sakic, Kelly Wickenheiser, Paul Brandt, Connor McDavid came. Like there was even the prime minister came to visit. So it was pretty crazy. And I even remember like Ron and Don, like Ron McLean, Don Cherry came, and prime minister came the same day. Don't remember meeting either of them at all. And like some of this was in my 4.5 day phase where I don't remember. And like I talked to Johnny Gaudreau and Mark Giordano on the phone. Don't remember that either. There's lots of things that were pretty cool that I don't remember. But I do remember meeting lots of other people too, which is nice. But it did feel a bit overwhelming for sure. And I'm not gonna lie, it was really overwhelming. And the hard part for me was seeing a person in my room. There was an elderly lady, and she had maybe one visitor once every 2 or 3 days, maybe once every 4 or 5 days. And that was the hardest part for me, because here we have so much support. And we have tons of people who have been reaching out to us, who have been messaging us, even staying out in our hallway. We had a lineup in our hallway all day, every day for people wanting to come and visit us. It was quite crazy. And then this lady has one visitor once every few days. It was just super hard for me to see that. And that even made me even more aware of how much support people need through the tough situations, because she was going through her own tragedy too. And we had our own tragedy. And I think that she deserves just as much support as we did too. So that was a hard part for me, for sure, was seeing that. And then, like you said, with the community aspect and coming together, I truly think for me, when I went back to Humboldt and I gave myself to the Humboldt community, and like after the accident, I ended up volunteering a lot. And that truly was probably the difference maker in helping me heal, was being involved in the community, going to community events, going to Bronco events, continuing my Dahlgren's diabetes, continuing my volunteering with JDRF as a national ambassador. I was doing so much to give back that I think it really helped me more and healed me and fueled my soul. So it's pretty crazy when you say that, because I completely agree. And it's like you said, I did have tons of support. So I am very grateful for all the support. I had my family who was there 24/7. My girlfriend at the time was there 24/7. I just had so much support surrounding it that I was very grateful for it. And I am very grateful for it today still. And I think the difference was knowing that you had people in your corner who wanted to see you succeed and were willing to help you was also really beneficial for me and lots of other survivors, for sure.
Wow, for sure, man. That's good stuff, bro. I want to jump into it a little bit because I know it. Look at, I can see it. Ooh, I just dropped my mic. I can see it right behind you, bro. Crossroads, my man.
Oh.
You wrote a book, bro. Like even just that is like insane for me. Like I couldn't imagine putting all the time and the effort into it. Is that a part of your healing journey too, to do the book? And when did you decide to do it? Was there like a little bit of self-doubt, some backlash even maybe, or like what was like surrounding you writing the book to the time that it got finished?
Yeah, so great question. That's, for me, I'll tell you right now, I never thought I'd ever write a book in my entire life. Entire life. Did not think I'd be writing a book. I wasn't really a big of a bookie either. I wasn't like I read lots of books growing up or that I absolutely loved reading. And then after the crash, one of the defects with my brain injury was the fact that I had a slowed ability of reading. So literally my reading even slowed down even more than what it was before. So having that on top of it probably didn't help the cause. But for me, it didn't hit me to write a book until mid to late 2019. And I did my first kind of speaking engagement in 2019. And I had done stuff in the past with diabetes. So like I had presentations at schools with diabetes and all that to create more awareness around the disease. But I didn't really have ever talk about my childhood or growing up or even the crash. And so this was my first time doing that. And I thought I'd try it to see how I'd feel with it, with healing and how it could help others. Because I knew that it might help me heal, but I knew it could also help others by sharing my story about it, kind of my perspective and how I continue to move forward from it. And so I thought, well, you know what, let's try it. So I was up there and I was reading. I was shaking because I was so nervous, and I had some papers, and I was telling my story to this conference at a showcase. And then after it, I had one person come up to me and they were like, hey, this story truly touched me. I think you need to write a book. And I looked at the person and I started laughing. And like, I didn't mean to start laughing, but I was like, there's no way I'm writing a book. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, there's no way. So that was the first kind of encounter where I really heard I should be writing a book. And then afterwards, I started actually looking for it. And so during this time, I've been trying to respond to everybody through the DMs. I wanted to thank everybody for their support personally. So I tried responding to every single message I got. And I still am today trying to respond to everybody. I've already, with the book especially, I've been trying to respond to everybody. But go back to it, I did another speaking engagement, and the same thing came out of it. I had quite a few people saying, hey, like, you should be writing a book. This really changed my life. So then I kind of sat there and I was like, well, this is weird. So I was like, they're overthinking this. I don't need to be writing a book. I'm a university student athlete. I got enough on the go. Like, I'm good. So then probably the fifth one in, I kept on getting tons of people telling me. I was getting DMs saying, hey, I'd love to hear your story. I'd like to hear more. And then that was when it kind of really hit me. I was like, okay, well, then maybe my story does have some validity and impact. So I talked to my agent at the time, and he was like, yeah, no, your story has tons of impact. He's like, lots of people would be curious about it. Lots of people would relate to it. And you could truly help tons of people with your story. And so my whole life, I've been trying to give back and help others. And he said, this could be something that could really help you help other people. So I sat on it. Still wasn't really sold, not gonna lie. It took a lot for me to even get to this point. But I ended up talking to Haley Wickenheiser about it. And I was like, hey, you know what? Like, there's this, lots of people are telling me I should write a book. I'm in talks with some book publishing companies through my agent, and they've been reaching out and talking to him. And what do you think? And she's like, yeah, why wouldn't you write a book? She's like, you could help so many people. And that was when it kind of really hit me, was when she said it as well. And I still was pretty naive about it. I was like, I don't know. Well, wait. So I thought about it some more. And one day I was sitting in class, a lecture, and this was like near the end of 2019. And my professor said, if you want to make change in the world, it starts with you. And that was like when it really kind of hit me. And that was a big moment, turning point in my life, where I was like, you know what? I do want to make change in the world. I do want to help others. I can with my story. Why wouldn't I try to make an impact through my story on other people? So then that was when I said to my agent, I was like, hey, like, let's do this. Let's go for it. So ended up talking to HarperCollins and Penguin, Random House, two big publisher companies, and chose HarperCollins, signed with them in January 2020, and got a co-author with Dan Robson, who was a best-selling author as well, and quite a few of his stories. And so here we are today. Ended up being an author and finished writing the book in December of 2020. And I didn't really receive much backlash, to be honest. And one of the big things was I knew it was going to be part of my healing journey, but I didn't know it would be that important for my healing journey. And then secondly, I was really respectful and open throughout the whole process with the families, the Bronco families, but even like my friends and all of them too. And all of them supported me tremendously, saying, hey, like, yeah, you got to do this. Like, it'll be amazing. Your story has tons to touch other people. So it was a pretty cool experience throughout the whole writing process. And it was definitely challenging, because at the time I was in 5 courses. I was involved in 4 different councils in our men's hockey team program. Or I was part of 4 different things in our men's hockey program. So I was head recruiter. I was assistant strength and conditioning coach. I was on our varsity student council, and I was also in our leadership committee too. And then on top of that, I had 4 different volunteering things. So I was diabetes, JDRF, Heroes Hockey, and then I was a part of other diabetic initiatives. So like, oh, I Canadian Volunteer Award, so I guess 5. But there was tons of things at my time of doing this, which was crazy, and ended up writing the book still. I just chalk out 4 hours every weekend to sit down with my co-author and just talk about it, hash out kind of interview style about my life. And then we were able to change the voice to text. And then we organize the chapters and have some main points and kind of work on from there. So it was a pretty cool process for sure, but it was extremely time consuming. Mm-hmm. So thankfully, though, I'm able to donate a portion of the proceeds to STARS, who help save lives, on April 6th, and also create some awareness with certain topics that I had in the book. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Hey, that's huge, man. Definitely gonna cop. I haven't bought it yet because, like you, bro, I don't read books. But yeah, as soon as you got on here, man, I got you. I'll read your book, brother. So I'm gonna go get me a copy here right away, man. Hopefully they got the audio books. I love the audio books.
There are the audiobooks. I'm big into audiobooks too, not gonna lie. I'm not a big reader either. And like I said, I have a slow ability of reading. So even writing the book was hard. And I have to use my e-reader to literally read the text back to me. So I think I'm big on the audiobook too. Yeah, there is an audiobook. There's the ebook as well if you just like to look through a computer. And there's also obviously the physical copy too. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Dope, bro. All right, man. Yeah, make sure to go get Crossroads, the Kaleb Dahlgren story, man. I will definitely be copping. I will let you know how it goes for sure. I'm really excited. Man, I want to say thank you so much for coming on here today, man. It means a lot for us to let you to ask you even, and for you to say yes. It's like, wow, like, thank you, man. Thank you so much for, coming and sharing your words on our platform. What we like to do is we like to put you up on the main stage. You could give a message for the fans, for the people tuning in, whatever you want to say. We'll come back and we'll give you a real thank you, and then we'll close it out. So I'm gonna pop you up on the screen here.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to come on Foxing Around. I really appreciate what you guys are doing for your community, and it really does mean a lot. And that was the reason why I wanted to be here too, was to support what you guys are going through and say I'm in your corner. So thank you very much for having me on here. And you guys are amazing people, destined to do amazing things.
Hey, my man. Thank you so much, bro. I got into it a little bit earlier, but man, hearing your story is something that I never thought I would be able to do, to interview you, to talk to you. And just thank you for being so open and so honest and giving, messages of positivity and light, even in the face of horrible darkness, man. So thank you so much for doing that, man. Anytime you want to come back, feel free. I would love to have you on, bro. I'll let River close it off.
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you, Kaleb. It really means the world to us. Just for you, even I guess giving us the follow and then just DMing us back. It means a lot. And just like Ray said, you're welcome to come back anytime you want. We'll actually be moving to BC later on in the year. Pending COVID, we'll be getting our own studio. So anytime you want to come in there, chop it up with the podcast and just like talk about anything. Hockey, man, you're more than welcome to.
Conspiracy theories, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Anything you want.
I love it. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you so much, you guys, though. Seriously. I really like what you guys are doing, and you're making an impact. And so that's amazing. So keep on doing what you're doing. It's really incredible.
Hey, much love, bro. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much again for coming through today, man. Peace.
No problem. Well, thank you so much, you guys, and wish you all the best. Definitely keep in touch, please.
Hey, we will for sure, brother. All right, much love. Right. Peace out.
Yeah.
Oh. Boom. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Kaleb Dahlgren. Like we said, we pre-recorded the episode on yesterday afternoon. Yeah, what an amazing story. I think we all kind of remember when the Humboldt Broncos bus crash happened, where we were, what we were feeling like. I remember that I was actually home in Saskatchewan at the time in North Battleford, and I just remember, getting sick to my stomach. It was an awful crash, man, like a tragic event. And to see Kaleb come out of it, man. And, I think he was a very inspirational person before this, but, just to see how much further he came afterwards, it's amazing, man. I really hope that everyone, if you have the ability to go out and get his book, man, check it out. It is called Crossroads. I believe it's pretty much available anywhere that you buy your books. You can, yeah, you can go out and get it. That was one of the toughest interviews that we had to do because it was almost like uncomfortable, when he's talking about the crash and everything surrounding it, like because everyone was kind of, so personal about it. So it was tough, but we really enjoyed it. We want to thank Kaleb again, man. That guy's busy as all go to hell. So for him to be able to come through and still just help us out and do the podcast with us, it was all love. So if you guys are wondering where River is, he's currently on the road. I think he's pretty close back to North Battleford. He's moving home for the summer. He's done school. My boy's graduated. Shout out to my boy River. I know he's gonna kill finals, so that's why I already said he's graduated. I'm super proud of you, bro. I'm glad that you're you got that piece of paper, and now, bro, now you can take over all the work that I was doing while I was just chilling. It's all yours now. We're switching roles, bro. So hopefully it'll work out that way. But we got a lot of things that we want to do still. We're mindful that it's the summer, and we're gonna want to go do things. Our schedule might be a little bit different. Maybe we'll do some pre-recorded episodes. Maybe we'll just come on and ramble some days, but we'll keep doing what we're doing because we love to do it, and you guys make it worth it when you guys tune in and watch and support us in that way. So I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for joining us. Man, oh yeah, I'll tell you guys real quick. I went and got my vaccine on Friday. My arm was a little sore for about 2 days, but other than that, I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel any type of way. For everyone, it's a personal choice, right? It's a choice that you're going to make for yourself. And I respect everybody's choice to have the vaccine or not have the vaccine. For me, it was an easy choice because us as Indigenous people, we were eligible right from the start. For me, it's just about a level of keeping myself safe, keeping my family safe, the people that I love. More vulnerable people than myself. I'm relatively young and healthy, but there are people that are more susceptible to COVID-19 and all the effects that it can cause. So I thought it was a no-brainer. I'm glad that I did it. I encourage you to do your research, figure out if it's right for you, and book your time as soon as you can if you're feeling good about it, and get a vaccine, man. That's just my thoughts, but everyone's a little different, I guess. So new sweaters. You and Riv have been sporting new cool colors. Yeah, these are in the vault. We'll say that. We got some coming probably as soon as. Yeah, we still have a little bit of merch. So if you guys want to hit us up, get a little bit more. We still got a few gray and black hoodies, as well as we got all the snapbacks and some sweats too. But yeah, we might be coming out with some new gear. It's summertime. Maybe we'll have to do something a little cooler. But yeah, I think that's about it. Man, throw on some hand sanitizer, wear a mask. Try to be as mindful as possible about the situation we're in. Do something nice this week, man. Try it out. Buy someone's coffee or talk to them for give them a compliment, say nice things to somebody, do something different out of your comfort zone, and you will feel better. I promise. Good things happen to good people. So I'd like to give a shout out to my bro Donovan Benson. Go check out White Eagle Clothing. They are dope as hell. Get yourself some gears. I'd like to shout out my mama and Christus Kilometers for MMIW. My mom's walking across Canada to raise awareness for the MMIW crisis. I'm super proud of her and everything she's doing. I'd also like to give my boy Warren Cusance a quick shout out. They got a landscaping business in North Battleford. I want to get it right, so I'm gonna I'm gonna make sure that I say it right. But man, my bro is killing it right now in North Battleford. So if any of the homies in North Battleford need their lawn care taken care of, man, hit up my boy Warren. I'm just gonna scroll for it real fast. Give me 1 minute. Here it comes. There we go. T&K Lawn Care. So they do mowing, trimming, edging, blowing, junk removal. He gives free estimates. So give him a call at 306-208-8882. Man, that's my boy Warren Cusance. Got a lot of love for him. We grew up on the same, cold North Battleford streets. Just kidding. But yeah, that's my brother, and he's got a great family-owned business. They do a lot of landscaping work in and around the North Battleford area. So even if you're in Battleford or you're in Goshen, give him a call at least and see what he's got to say. So do that. That's about it, man. Love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for tuning in all the time. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us wanting to do these things and, having these conversations. They're always fun. It's always enjoyable. I always take something out of it, and I know River does too. I'm going to talk on River's behalf, and he's going to say much love and take care of your guys' selves too. So we'll see you guys next Sunday, I'm sure. Tune in, 7 p.m. We'll be here. We might have a guest. We might not. We're not sure yet. Love you guys, man. See you guys later. Peace.